I think we're okay. Right then, once again, welcome back to FPRL. Little hiccup there with the lobby, as yeah, it usually happens with this game, unfortunately. But yeah, we've had our lobby restart. Everyone's back in, and now once again we get ready for the start of the race. It is going to be a fully dry race as well, so different from qualifying. And from looking at the race director Zilla, any like surprises in people's strategies at the moment? Oh God, I don't know. I'll go with Kroon. I'm going to call you Kroonzilla. Zilla, Zilla. I'm going to butt in because apparently TJ says he can't hear you. Oh, he didn't include his audio.
I
He
clicked
didn't
it.
include his
I
audio.
clicked it, but I
Oh,
must have
for
already been
God's
on. That
sake.
turned up. Anyway, I was just waffling about Claroon Chandok. But anyway, so the top five provisionally are all on the mediums. P6, Taint Delay, the only driver so far that's having a look at those softs. We've got Tiddlywink, Cruiser, and Fishsticks looking at the hards. Everyone else is mediums. Oh, is Rise going to go for the softs? He's done a little flick onto the softs. I'm watching you. Oh, and Scotsman's looking at the softs as well.
Right, Gary, Gary's just put hasn't included the audio. So just confirm, guys. Can you now hear Zilla? Because he has now apparently included his audio. Just a yes in the chat will be fantastic if you can now hear him. Yeah, boy, lovely stuff. Right,
Lovely. Thanks, lads.
right then. Groundsy starts on pole then. So Magyus are in fifth, the championship leader, and obviously, like we said earlier, and we know now, there's no Henkers tonight. He's not racing, so I think Groundsy, being third in the title fight, he's going to have a. He can try and get away. He's got the pace to definitely try and pull away. I know he's very good around this track, but I'll tell you, someone that's good down this track in the dry, especially, that's Junu Vane. So don't be surprised if he's fighting up there for the victory today, because of the dry conditions. This is probably one of his favourite tracks. Is Junu Vane. He starts fourth on the grid, so he's in a good position.
Lovely. Do you want me to run us through the grid? We've had
Let's go through the.
we've had a
grid.
few little late changes to the tyres from what I reported to you guys moments ago. But we'll take you from P15. So it's been a bit of a shocker from Haas as they round up the back of the grid, and it's 15th for Fishsticks, who is going to elect for the long run on the hards. He's going to look to make up closest towards the end of the race on those fresher and softer compounds. In front of him on the medium tyres is his teammate, is Donny No Kills. Had a bit of a stinker last time out in the quali, but was faster in the race, so he'll be looking to do similar again today. TJ in 13, he has also gone for the medium tyres. He is going to be looking for some solid race pace today and a good start to get some track position over some of the hard runners up in front. 12th, bit of a disappointing qualifying for Stiffmeister, but normally not one with bags of pace in the rain, but always up there towards the end of the race if it stays dry. So he is on the mediums. We've got Scotsman, one of our two soft compound runners. He is first of the double Ferrari fifth row, and yep, he has chosen softs. The two in front of him on the hard, so he's going to be looking to jump both of those on the start and make inroads towards the front of the field early on. Speaking of the hard runners, we've got a Ferrari teammate of Cruiser, who's probably not going to be looking to hold his teammate up, but to play it long. And then Tiddlywink, who made a couple of mistakes in qualifying, but ultimately set a time fast enough for P9, and he is elected for the hards, once again going for the long run, and he is the leader of the hards. So up in P8 we have Silverside Boy, who is just in behind Croskery. Both those drivers selecting the medium tyre. They're looking to run the standard strategy that most drivers will be looking to take round here. And then Taint Delate, the leader of our soft runners, he's going to be looking to definitely make some inroads towards the top 3 in these early laps. And then we've got the championship leader who had that crash in qualifying, might be a little bit rusty. Coming onto the start of this race, he's definitely going to be looking to take it nice and clean. And then we've got Johnny Vane and Twins also on the mediums on the second row. And an awesome qualifying for both Rise and Groundsy, who are quite far ahead of the rest of the field. Both on the medium tyres and both looking to get away clean at the start.
Thank you, Flatzilla. Great run down at the grid there. Just going to quickly point out on my screen, for whatever reason, it says Taint Delate is on the hard tyre, but don't know why that
he's
is.
Definitely on
go,
softs.
the lights are coming on. 3, 4 and 5. Tier 2, Singapore. It's a big hold and the lights go out and we're away. Groundsy gets a good start off the line, but Rise are going to try and have a little go into turn 1. And Jinu Vane's dived down the inside and they've had to go 3 wide. Twins is off towards the right-hand runoff. And as we go through in the first couple of corners, it's Groundsy who's got a fantastic lead over a second lead in those first couple of corners. Twins now on the inside, and Taint Delate is round at the back. Taint Delate is round, he's going to drop right down to last place. As we keep going then, Twins 1.7 now behind Groundsy. He can just go away now and control this race. Twins in second, Rise third, Jinu Vane is fourth, Mag User is fifth, and Silverside Boys jumped a couple of places up into sixth place. Crosskerry seventh, and Scotsman on those softs will now try to be getting through the field from eighth place. Just quickly as we go through the first half of this lap, we'll look at the position changes. Scotsman's up 3 places from where we started in 11th on those softs. Bobby No Kills from 14th has gone up to 11th as well, and apart from Taint Delate, who's dropped down to 9th and been spun, there's not really any really major ups or downs in the grid. Rise has dropped a place and so has Tiddlywink. But as we go back to the front, yeah, it's Groundsy with quite an impressive lead after one lap, 1.4 seconds, and Twins sits second with Rise third.
Yeah, really crucial. We saw Johnny Vane at the start make a pretty outrageous dive bomb into turn number 1, and it's got both Twins and Rise all out of shape into turn 1, and it's led to Groundsy getting this lead, as we've said, 1.3 seconds. Johnny Vane not having best of first laps. I'm not sure if we got damage as a result of that contact at turn 1, but it looks like further back we have Stiffmeister round, but nonetheless at the front not a lot changing in terms of position. Johnny Vane already getting the 3-second time penalty, and further back we've got those hard runners really struggling off the start and holding up the likes of Dobby No Kills and EJM further back.
Yeah, very early on to get a penalty for Jinu Vane. That's probably going to be on his mind the whole race now. From the first lap getting a 3-second, and that first corner dive bomb definitely contributed to that. Scotsman still sits in 8th place. He'll be trying to get up the field as quick as he can, because these soft tyres only last around 7-8 laps. And after about 4 or 5 they will start to lose their performance against the other medium and hard runners. So he's going to have to try and do something quickly. At the moment though, it looks like everyone's starting to spread out a little bit, apart from maybe at the back here when you've got Cruiser, Tiddlywink, Dobby No Kills and TJ. A 4-car battle, 2 hard runners and 2 medium runners. Looks like Cruiser dropping a bit off his teammate who's on the softer tyre here. But at the moment, Groundsy, after the first 2 laps, with a 1.9 second lead, so he's pulled out another, say, 4 or 5 tenths on Twins this lap. As Twins goes a bit wide there, and now he's got Rise all over the back of him. And next lap, obviously, we'll have DRS, and the first DRS zone around Singapore is right at the start of the lap around turn 4, I think it is. So we'll still see DRS on this battle for second, and Mag User's now starting to join the back of the pack as well. Twins, Rise, Jinu Vane and Mag User. And Rise gets a good run there out of the final corner. He's going to have a look into turn 1, is he? He's alongside, he outbrakes Twins, and
Scotsman's out.
Scotsman's binned it. Yes, Oh, unlucky for him. And it's a virtual safety car at the moment. Bindi's gone wide out of the last corner, and he will not be happy with that. That is his race over on the lap 3. Tank Delay is into the pits. He's got wing damage, is he? Yeah, he's got wing damage, Tank Delay, so he's going to come in. Stiffmeister also with wing damage. Now on your screen, Zilla, has Tank Delay gone to the mediums?
He has. It's
okay. I fixed it now, then.
What a second lap that was from Groundsy. He started the lap with a 1.1 second lead, and he's ended the lap nearly 3.5 seconds in the lead. Rise just managing to get past Twins before the virtual safety car comes out, and that ultimately means that he can keep hold of that position without any sort of fight back from Twins, as we should see the virtual safety car end relatively shortly. Further back, we've got a really, really nice battle from Cruiser downwards. Cruiser obviously on those harder tyres, and he's going to be struggling understandably at the start of this race on the high fuel load, but nonetheless, he's got an awesome battle behind from Tiddlywink, Dobby No Kills and TJM.
Yeah, I think now we might start to see a little separation in the grid here, or in the pack from the top 7, because I expect that everyone's going to get DRS from around 2nd down to 7th here, and Cruiser's just going to be left on his own there with everyone behind him getting DRS on the hard tyres as well. So he's already 4 seconds behind, so don't be surprised to see him drop further off as Janu Vane now and Twins is into the pits. I'm wondering if this is going to be for a front wing change.
Yeah, not sure if Twins made contact with Rise in front under the safety car there. It looks like they're holding a front wing in the pits. They are, so it's going to be a front wing change, and that is disaster for Twins. But it also does allow Janu Vane now to try and bridge that gap up to Rise, and he's going to need to bridge that gap, otherwise he's going to be in trouble from Mag User behind now that the DRS is enabled.
Yeah, we had a bit of DRS there on Janu Vane and Mag User, but it wasn't enough to get down the straight. Cruiser, as we say, he's now dropped another second to Crosscarry. He's now 5.2 behind, and he's got Tiddlywink, Dobby No Kills and TJ behind him. Dobby No Kills trying to go for a move on Tiddlywink around the outside there. It almost ended in him being in the wall, but he pulled out of it, and he stays where he is at the moment in 9th position. So then, Twins and Stiffmeister, early stoppers on the hard tyre, potentially could try and get it to the end. However, towards the end of the stint on there, they'll be going very, very slow. So they'll probably be hoping for a safety car so they can get back into this race. But at the moment, like also Crosscarry, Silverside Boy has dropped off Mag User for himself getting DRS. So Crosscarry will be over the back of Gary now, and we could potentially see couple of overtakes into the first DRS zone now of the next lap, but Groundsy's lead has slightly come back down. I think potentially a bit of that was down to the virtual safety car and how far Rise was behind, but nevertheless it's 2.4 seconds as I say that. Rise takes the fastest lap of a 40.2.
Yeah, I know it sounds obvious, but Rise is definitely the fastest car on track at the moment. He's just knocked that gap from 3.3 down to 2.2. Now I'm not sure if Groundsy's got a problem or whether it's just Rise has definitely got the superior pace. Groundsy has just made another mistake come out of turn 4.
He's left the session.
No, he's not made a mistake. He's left the session. I should have given more. As Crosscarry's going around the outside of Silverside Boy into turn number 5.
Yeah, great overtake there from Crosscarry around the outside of Silverside Boy, gets himself up into P5. Cruiser's keeping this battle behind him at bay. Tiddlywink and Dobby No Kills, and TJ's just starting to catch up to the pack again now. But yeah, this little battle here for 7th place looks like a good one. And as we see now, without being in control of his car, Groundsy is now getting overtaken by Rise. And Rise will take the lead now of the Grand Prix. It's unfortunate for Groundsy. Hopefully he can get back in. Zilla has obviously sent the invite, so hopefully he can rejoin and get back in the fight for this race. Janu Vane now looks like he's going to be the next person to overtake him, and then it'll be Mag User, and this is vital for the championship as Mag User is now rejoined as Groundsy. as Magusa. Groundsey's is one of his nearest rivals, but he does go through now, and Groundsey, in the space of one lap, is now down to 4th, and he's left again. Obviously, something happening with Groundsey. He just can't join the session. Out again. It's not what he would have wanted in a race where he got pole position and was looking destined to go on for a very good finish. It looked like a win in the early stages, and it soon possibly can be, provided he can get back into the session. As we now go to the front, then Junu Vane has caught up to the back of Rise, and he will have DRS now. 7 tenths is the gap, and there's someone off in sector 1. It's Dobby No Kills.
It's Dobby.
He lets his teammate Fishsticks by. That's a bit crafty there, I think, because I think he's going to get the DRS now, but he'll just want to make sure that his tyres aren't overheated.
I'd love to see him go for an overtake here.
I think he's a bit too far back on this occasion.
Go for lunge, go for a lunge. Nah, Groundsey is back in the lobby. He is about to get overtaken by both Croskery and Silverside Boy, but I think Silverside Boy's really struggling here, as Croskery soon pulled out the DRS of the Alpine driver, and he looks to be going backwards.
Yeah, Silverside Boy not keeping with Croskery since he's got past him. He's around 1.7 seconds off him now, so looks like Croskery's got the pace over him. Maybe Silverside Boy's having maybe a bit of issues with the tyre deg, overheating maybe. But we'll go, there's another out, and I think it's Dobby. Yeah, he's clipped the barrier coming round this tight left-hander, and he drops even further now behind his teammate, the Fishsticks. We go back into the top 3 then. Rise is still leading, is 8 tenths to Junu Vane. Magusa 7 tenths behind Junu Vane. So at the moment, this 3 is now looking like 3 that can run away with a podium. 4 seconds is then the gap to 4th place Croskery.
Yeah, further back, we've still got that battle with Cruiser downwards. I mean, Dobby No Kills has dropped out of that battle, but TJ has sort of filled that gap that Dobby has left, and he has joined onto the back of this little train. And it looks like these medium runners are struggling to get past the 2 hard runners of Tiddlywink. I mean, Tiddlywink is doing Cruiser a lot of favours here. He's not quite getting close enough to make the overtake, but it's making it impossible for the drivers behind to overtake, given that he has the DRS. And TJ, I believe, is going to get incredibly frustrated after a couple of laps stuck behind these guys.
Yeah, he'll just want to try and clear them and get on his way and try and pull away a bit. As those 6-lap-old mediums at the moment are still going to be better than those hard tyres. So when they get to around lap 8, lap 9, they start to sort of drop off a little bit. But
Tiddlywink all over the back of Cruiser, eh? Maybe at the end of this DRS straight could be close enough for a move. He's a bit low on ERS. Cruiser dumping a load of ERS on the exit though should have enough in the tank to cover off from Tiddlywink. But Cruiser goes a little bit deep. It seems to be struggling at this point in the race. And Tiddlywink is closer than he has been previously. He is making a few corner cuts here and there though. He did pick up his first 3-second penalty, and he has just clipped the wall as well. I'm not sure if that is damage for Tiddlywink. We'll go on board with TJ and we'll see if Tiddlywink is struggling in the corners. I'm not sure if it was damage, but if it was, I would not be surprised. He's not into the pits, so maybe he's okay.
Yeah, he doesn't seem to be dropping that far off Cruiser. It's still 8 tenths, he's still within DRS range, so I think he's probably just about survived that knock on the wall. Just quickly in the chat, I know he's retired early unfortunately, but Scotsman subscribed with us again. He's subscribed for 6 months, so thank you Mr Godfather, appreciate that very much. And Groundsey now back in the session. He makes the move there on Croskery at the end of the first DRS zone. He's back up into 4th place, and with the pace he's got, especially that he had in qualifying, he'll be now trying to hunt down that front 3 again of Magusa, Junu Vane and the leader Rise, who still has that 7/10 gap. It's almost as if he's just keeping ahead just enough to not get overtaken in those DRS zones. But Junu Vane, you have to remember, has that 3-second penalty that's obviously going to affect him come later on in the race.
Yeah, he's absolutely on a mission now, is Groundsey. He might find it difficult to catch these 3 in front as they all benefit from that DRS. But from what I can see already on the second half of this lap, he's pulled another half a second. And I mean, we all feel gutted for Groundsy that he got that disconnect and was dropped from first down to fifth. But he's definitely on his way forwards again, and I would not be surprised at all if by the end of the race he's got the pace in him to bring himself back onto these top three.
As we say that, he's gone again.
Oh my god.
It's not his night, Groundsy.
I don't know if we can
really
consider
not his night.
Is that a commentator's curse?
He just set the fast. Look at that lap he's just set as well. He's 39.7. But he's definitely got the pace to win this if he. It's just unfortunate he's just getting his connection issues to the lobby. I think we can probably try one more time. If he disconnects again, we might have to leave him out of this race, unfortunately. That is the rules in the rule book. So hopefully, if we try and get him back in one more time, hopefully he can stay in for the rest of the race. As we go back to this battle for 7th place, Cruiser is still managing to keep these two of Tiddlywink and TJ behind him. And Tiddlywink now has that 3-second penalty, so that's going to obviously hinder him. But yeah, he just seems to be, like I say, keeping ahead just enough in the DRS so as not to get overtaken. And like you say earlier, Zilla, TJ's going to be getting really frustrated here because he'll want to be trying to get up to his other medium runners, and he can't do it with these two hard runners in front of him. And we already know it's hard to overtake around Singapore unless you try and get it in the DRS zone. To say that as well, Magusa looks like he's made a mistake because he's dropped off DRS range for Junu Vane. And Junu Vane still 7/10 off Rise. As I say that, Junu Vane there for another 3-second penalty. That's now 6 seconds to his name, and that is not going to help him even more at the end of this race now. Around towards the first DRS zone of the lap then. Rise at the moment 6/10 ahead, and it's going to be like it's been every other lap, I think, where Junu is not going to have enough on the straight here to get past. Yeah. He's got a lot, but it's
further back, Groundsy. He is back in the lobby, and he's on the back of Silverside Boy once again. And it looks like he's going to get the move done now into turn number 5. Silverside Boy, smartly enough, is not going to fight it. And further back it is Tiddlywink, closer enough to Cruiser. He's not going to be, because he's not got any ERS left. And Cruiser, as you said, still holding on.
Yeah, and I think now just starting to see TJ drop out of the DRS. This is probably around the time now where mediums are just slightly starting to drop off now as it gets towards that kind of, it normally lasts about 12 to 14 laps, so they'll just be starting to drop off now from the hard tyres. And the more that Tiddlywink keeps your Cruiser, the more he's going to get pulled along with that DRS, and TJ might start to drop further back. Fishsticks a bit further down. Fishsticks currently holds the last points position in 10th, 10 seconds behind. And we've got a yellow flag out. Twins is out. This could pull a safety car potentially, and it has. And Rise straight into the pits. It's fallen at a perfect time for these leaders.
Yeah, hard runners are in the mud.
Yeah, I'd expect everyone here to come in.
Oh, Magusa, you bowl job.
Oh,
he sped in the pits. Oh, Cruiser, bigger bottle job.
No. Now, the question is... Oh, Groundsy.
Who else is going to do it? Cruiser? No. Tiddlywink?
Everyone else.
Everyone's coasting it. Yeah.
Well,
Haas are going to have to double stack. And it looks like Mercedes didn't quite have to double stack, but Haas are definitely going to have to.
McLaren just about got Groundsy out for TJ, and he's going to jump them both here. TJ jumps Tiddlywink and Cruiser. Now, was that because they were potentially carrying a bit of damage? Because Cruiser did not have to double stack because Scotsman's out of the race, and neither did Tiddlywink. So
yeah, TJ is going to be over the moon. What an effort from the McLaren boys in the pit. I don't think they had wing damage because I think they came out immediately behind TJ. But it looks like Fishsticks has stayed out. and everyone else has come into the box. I mean, we said the hard runs were in the mud, but I think realistically the mediums are going to be able to make it to the end from here. Importantly to note, I'm not sure if this was intentional, but both Crosscarry and Groundsy have gone on to another set of mediums, so they are still going to need another pit stop in this race, and they've only done one tyre compound.
Well, I mean, this is the question now. They're probably gambling on a second safety car to come out and then change their tyres. Unfortunately, because like you say, they've pitted for another set of mediums. If that safety car, if it does come and it comes too early, they're going to have to go on hards for the last stint. But they'll be hoping it comes in around 10-12 laps time, they can get on a set of softs. That's probably what they're going to do now, go on a set of mediums and on a set of softs to finish off. But like I say, if there's no more safety cars, these guys currently at the front that are on the hard tyres can go to the end now. But Rise at the moment, who leads, no time penalties to his name either, he's looking comfortable at the moment. And obviously the likes of Crosscarry that are on those softer tyres are going to have to get past 2 or 3 drivers plus have to pit again. So at the moment, as it stands, Rise is looking comfortable here. In the chat quickly, Philippe was saying that he had a pit glitch and it wouldn't let him leave.
Maybe you got held in the pits, sir. Groundsy back in the pits now to serve his 5-second stop go, and also to what I presume is to put on a set of hards. Yeah. So he's going to go for a little cheeky 20-lap last to first.
I mean, down in last place as it stands now in 13th. He'll do well though to fight his way back through. We know he's got the pace. Hopefully he can stay in the session, obviously, for the remainder. But now as it stands then, we've got 5 drivers on sets of medium tyres. Stiffmeister, Taint Delay, Cruiser, Tiddlywink and Crosscarry. And yeah, I have to say, those medium tyres, they're not going to get to the end unless some of them have got extremely good tyre management that they might just scrape it. But at the moment, yeah, they're definitely getting to the end on that. So like we saying already, they're going to have to hope for another safety car. But I'll reiterate once again, Rise looking comfortable at the moment in first with no pens, and he can go to the end of this race as well.
Yeah, we'll expect to see the safety car in this lap, I assume. Don't see why it would stay out another lap. Groundsy is making his way around now to the back of the field. I believe this will be Rise's first opportunity to show us one of his safety car restarts. Both Johnny Vane and Mag User both have penalties, so really it could be another opportunity at a podium for Silverside Boy if he can keep it clean. But it will be a case of how long it takes these drivers to get past fish sticks.
Yeah, on those 11 lap old hards, he's going to be a sitting duck against everyone else. So will we see Silverside Boy try and go for a move into the first corner? We'll have to wait and see. Groundsy not wanting, he's taken very long to catch up to the back of the pack, and I'm not sure actually if we're going to have the safety car in this lap.
Oh,
no, it's going to go round again.
He's blagged it by coasting round rather than catching up to the pack. Going to have another lap of the safety car.
Comes in again. In again. Very odd.
Is he in the lobby? He is definitely in the lobby. This is a voluntary pit stop. He wants to go mediums to the end. He is. He wants to go mediums to the end, which I think is a smart idea.
What, 18 laps?
Yeah,
I'm not so sure.
I did 18 on them yesterday, and they were about 70%, so they can make it.
Oh, there we go then. Zilla's saying that smart move, and we'll soon find out if it is. But yet, look, now he's definitely trying to catch that pack up now. He was definitely blagging that to get another pit stop in. So he's got a 5-second penalty, gone to mediums. He's come in, took the 5-second penalty, gone to hard. He's then come in again, got back on the mediums, and now he's going to join the back of the pack and try and go to the end. And, you know, that's that's very cheeky, but at the same time, that's very, very smart, I guess, from Brownsy, and will be saying everything to him if he ends up winning this race from his position now. And we're going to have to wait and see about that, as he now joins the back of the pack, and most definitely now he will start. And we will soon see that safety car coming in this lap. And like you say, Zilla, it's a chance for Rise to show us one of his safety car restarts. They will now slow the pack up, ready for the restart.
Yeah, let's see what Rise decides to do in terms of where he's going to pull away. We've seen trouble throughout the week of people managing to switch the hard tyres on into the temperature window after being behind the safety car. So it's really going to be a chance for Rise to get his tyres up to temperature and then bolt. We'll see how long he leaves it. He's going to have to leave it quite late because the safety car is still miles away from the pit lane. But it looks like he's sort of going and slowing down again, and he's going to choose to go now. He's
gone now.
Easy on the throttle. We'll see who bottles it. Because someone's bound to. Cruiser in the pits.
He's in the pits, yeah. Cruiser's in the pits.
Yeah, and it's going to be a
clean
getaway.
Fish Sticks didn't get that bad a restart there on those 13-lap-old hards. He seemed to get away not too badly. But as the laps goes on, he will definitely get taken here. It looks like by Silverside Boy there's no DRS yet, but already Silverside Boy is all over the back of him. Only 2 temps off him already, dumping that ERS. He thought about a move, but he decided to back off. He's going now down the outside, doesn't want to get cut off here. It's quite close between these two, but he's going to try and get the switch back, is Silverside Boy.
Yeah. The Alpha Tauri's further back, really not giving each other any space at all. The two teammates. Dobby and Groundsy going side by side. Groundsy's trying to make up his places early on. He makes up another one on Dobby No Kills, and he is pushing forward. That's 3 spots gained in just half a lap for Groundsy. And he's got a little bit of a queue of TJ Tiddlywink and Take the Late front.
Oh yeah, and you can clearly see those 13-lap-old hards from... Oh, and Tiddlywink's gone over the penalty. Those 13-lap-old hards from Fish Sticks has definitely caused this train behind, and now Take the Late's going through on Tiddlywink. Tiddlywink has to take a voice of action and cuts that left-hander there. Take the Late out up into 8th place, and his next target will be TJ. And Fish Sticks is still somehow keeping this train of cars behind him. That's just how difficult it is to overtake around here.
Yeah. Groundsy,
and Cross Kerry.
Groundsy went into the back of Tiddlywink there, and he's in the pits. He's got wing damage. Disaster. Groundsy went into the back of the Tiddlywink and the little left-hander before the bridge. And that is most certainly race over as TJ taken by Taint Delate into turn number 1. Taint Delate giving Silverside Boy a little bit of a tap on the rear, and because that's happened, the yellow flags has come out, and Taint Delate has gone for an outrageous lunge on his teammate. Thank God he's ghosted, and that's... Thank God for the ghosting, and Dobby No Kills gets past TJ. I really don't know what's happened there, as Taint Delate has now been disqualified, and that is... Yeah, that was some reckless driving there from Taint Delate. Good job he ghosted and didn't cause an accident, because that would have been disaster for AlphaTauri. As TJ, I think, might have damage. He's going backwards, and he's just been overtaken by Stiffmeister. Oh, and Dobby's gone straight into the back of his teammate. That is wing damage for Dobby as well.
Yeah, it's getting very...
Yeah, these drivers are struggling to get past Fish Sticks.
Yeah, that 14-lap-old hards, that's really caused a big train of cars. And yeah, it's caused some people, you could say it's caused some people to all bunch up and take some moves that they might not have done. There was a bit more space from everyone else, but Fish Sticks, I think, got to got to come in soon, because he's just getting swallowed up by everyone here, and I'm surprised he's not coming in really to get on a set of mediums. But he's now got Stiffmeister over the back of him, and Stiffmeister going to go for a move into turn 1, I think. Does, and it's an easy move for Stiffmeister to make. And surely we're going to see Fishsticks in the pit soon to change those tyres. He's just dropping back so much. And it looks like Tiddlywink has got past Silverside Boy as well, so he's made some ground up. Silverside Boy made a mistake, but he threw into 5th place.
Yeah, Silverside Boy having a really steady race here. He's still penalty free. And if he can stick onto the back of Tiddlywink, he will be in for some good points come the end of the race. But they've already lost 6.5 seconds to the cars in front. And we've really not touched on it, but what a safety car restart. This is from Rise. He's pulled 2.3 seconds on Johnny Vane behind. He's the only one at the top 5 who's penalty free. And he's really, barring any huge mistakes or safety cars, is really running away with this one.
Yeah, we didn't actually touch on that. We were too busy looking at the battles that were happening back with Fishsticks and the trainer cars that was behind him. But as you said, Rise 2.4 seconds ahead of the pack that's behind him with no penalties. He's looking very comfortable now to take the win. Like we say, provided there's no other safety cars in the race, there's still a long way to go. We're only just over halfway in this race as he comes across the line, Rise, to just start lap 17 of 31. We saw Tiddlywink there get another 3-second penalty, and I'm just going to quickly bring up the penalties for the viewers to have a look at. So we've got Ginny Vane with 6 seconds, Magu's has got a 5-second stop go to take, Cross Kerry with 3 seconds, Tiddlywink's now got 9 seconds worth of penalties, and then from 6th of Silverside Boy right down to 11th of TJ there is nothing. Probably no kills, 12th of 3 seconds as well. So, you know, if these guys a bit further behind can start to catch up a little bit in 6th, 7th, they could still have time to maybe gain some places on the guys that are in front. But I think might need another safety car to do them even more favours. As Stiffmeister then gets past Silverside Boy into that first DRS zone, and so Jimmy Vane now is starting to. The gap stopped rising between Rise and Ginny Vane. It's now 2.4, 2.3. So yeah.
I think it's only a matter of time before Mag User is going to make a move on Johnny Vane if he wants any chance of winning this race. He does make a mistake though coming out of the hairpin, and Crossbury might be close enough from the braking zone. Crossbury's going to go for a lunge. Mag User just about cuts off the gap, and that's crucial time lost to the cars in front, as Johnny Vane will try and get out of the DRS window for 2 cars behind.
Yeah, as I was saying, it's now 2.7 seconds, so Rise looks like he's making time up through that second and last sector. And now Crossbury gets a good run out of that second to last corner. Maguser gets a better run out of the last corner, but yeah, Maguser now, Ginny Vane's broke away out of that DRS zone. 1.2 seconds down the gap between him and Maguser, who have no DRS across Kerry on these medium tyres. He wants to keep on the back as close to Maguser as he possibly can here to try and get himself up into 3rd place. He's got to have a good run through this corner here.
Yeah, Maguser did not get the DRS.
And as the gap's coming down, it's now 2.5 attempts. He's going to have a lunge. He's not going to just yet. Wise move there. I think that might have ended in tears if he went for it there, but Cross Kerry all over the back now, and Stiffmeister behind is on a charge as well. He's now past Tiddlywink up into 5th place, and sits 5.4 seconds behind Cross Kerry. It seems to be going well, Stiffmeister. He started this safety car restart in about 9th, so he's gained some places up into 5th. We're wanting to gain on the guys in front of him. Now it looks like Maguser has now got back into the DRS window of Ginny Vane, but it's looking pretty stable in this top 4 at the moment. Groundsy gets another, so it's his first 3-second penalty to add to his troubles of tonight.
So Stiffmeister, as he said, is on a charge. He's got past Tiddlywink on this lap. He's nearly broken out the DRS of the AlphaTauri driver, and he's got a bit of a task on his hands to catch up to the top 4, but he has brought that gap down this lap. I don't think Croskery is going to get another go at Magusa. Magusa is back within the DRS of Johnny Vane, so I think Croskery's one and only opportunity for a move, it is gone. So we'll see what Magusa can do in terms of getting past Johnny Vane. If we look at the penalties, Magusa only needs to be within a second of Johnny Vane and he will take the position on penalties. Also, well, in addition, it's Croskery that only needs to stay within 2 seconds of the 2 guys in front, and he'll be looking at P2 in this race after surprisingly winning the Australian Grand Prix last week. Really came from nowhere, and this could be an excellent 2 weeks for Croskery if he can hang on.
Yeah, I mean, so Domino Kills is out. Domino Kills in the pits, so that will not affect anything in terms of safety cars. But yeah, say Croskery, surprise win last week. But I mean, when he wants to, this guy's got pace. I mean, if you remember, obviously I know you weren't here at the start of season 2, Zilla, but Croskery, before he had to stop racing for a bit with other commitments,
Yeah,
he was
I'm
up
well
in the
aware
title,
of
he got
how
a title
fit
fight.
Croskery is. Well, yeah, when Croskery came back to the league after his absence, we talked about on every week on comms that this guy does have the pace to be at the top of tier 2, and it just took him a couple of weeks to get in his groove, get back into the the consistency side of league racing, and here he is up towards the front, sort of sooner than I've expected. He's only been back about 5 or 6 races, and to be fighting with some guys that will be said have definitely got the pace for our higher tier. As we take that Croskery, just take a massive smack onto the wall on the exit. Turn 5, so I hope we've not cursed him. If that's damage, I'm going to be absolutely gutted. That was a big old slap on the wall. We'll keep an eye on the Delta. But it looks like he's okay. I think if he's still within 410 to Magusa, I think he'll be alright.
Yeah, it doesn't look too bad there. It's just saw while you were talking, there's Tilly Winks coming for a set of softs with 11 laps remaining. So, by come the end of this race, they're going to be absolutely shattered to pieces. So, if he was going to come in and go on softs, I probably would have waited another 2 or 3 laps, but he's decided to come in now and see what he can do from back there. Going on the intervals though between drivers, really the only battle really is this one for the top 4. Everyone else is around, there's a gap of 4 seconds, 7 seconds, 8 seconds. Everyone else very spaced out around the track, but Magusa now, maybe a little mistake's been made because he's now 1.8 seconds off Johnny Vane, and Croskery now on the back of Magusa, 4 tenths. He will get DRS and Magusa won't, so he's going to gain some time here and potentially can have another go into the next DRS zone, which is soon coming up.
Yeah, this is crucial for Croskery. This is going to be, I said he wasn't going to get another opportunity at Magusa, but this is his best opportunity yet, and he does need to stay within 3 seconds of Johnny Vane if he wants any chance of going P2 in this race. He's going to be close enough. Magusa's just going to let him through. I'm not sure if Magusa's got a problem, but he has just let him through.
Yeah,
interesting.
I don't know, but I mean, I would have thought now the hards and he gets a bit of gets a bit loose in the back end there as well. Magusa he's already dropped to second. Has he potentially got a bit of damage maybe, or has he just had a few bad corners? But I was going to say that the hards are probably around this time, 9 laps, going to come into a bit more favourable than the mediums, I would have thought, around this time. But yeah, he's getting a bit, he's not got a lot of traction on the back tyres, and
Magusa's struggling. He's fallen into the clutches of Stiffmeister.
David says the mic is crackling, so I don't know if that's mine or yours, but
your guess is as good as mine.
I guess I'll unplug mine when you unplug yours after. Groundsy's binned it. Groundsy has binned it in the sling section, as it likes to be called. And is that going to be a safety car? That is the question.
I just about caught the end of that monkey boy. I'm going to have to take a closer look at it on the clip, but I've just caught the end of that, and it was a really, really strange crash. Deliberate around, but it was a strange one. I will take a closer look at it. There's disaster from Groundsy. I mean, he's had a terribly unlucky race, and it's been topped off with a DNF, but really, you have to say he doesn't deserve it.
David in the chat is saying my ears, oh my god.
Someone press the Xbox button, please. Okay. It must be a stream thing because it sounds fine in party chat. People are saying ouch.
Okay.
Fixed it?
Fixed it. Okay, it was me.
Definitely
it's me.
Oh, you fraud. Anyway, Tiddlywink has just set the fastest lap of the race. And we have only got 10 runners left, so if you finish the race, you're getting points.
Yeah, it's TJ comes in, gets a set of softs as well, and him now being 40 seconds.
Can we just point out that Fishsticks is still on his starting hard tyres?
Jesus. I didn't even realise that. Yeah, he's still on those tyres.
It's only a matter of time before he's in for the soft, surely. I mean, there's not even any point in him waiting for a safety car because he's going to come out in 9th place regardless. I mean, TJ's now 40 seconds off the back. He's going to be hoping for a safety car. And if there's anyone that can cause a nice little safety car, it's our man Gary. And, it must be said that I think Gary's having one of the loneliest races of all time. I mean, he's got 11 seconds in front and he's got 13 seconds behind him. He can just coast it to the finish. And, well, it'd be interesting to see if Stiffmeister can get close enough to Cross Creek, because if he can get close enough to Cross Creek, he is going to be in the podium positions.
Well, yeah, I mean, I was just going to quickly comment on that before we had all
the gap is
problems,
4 seconds. The gap is 4 seconds between Johnny Vane and Stiffmeister. Johnny Vane has a 6-second penalty, so as it stands, Stiffmeister is on for P2 in this race. Yeah. After we near enough wrote him off, he's been on an absolute charge. He is on the mediums, we will point out, which means he will be dropping off towards the end of this race. So can Johnny Vane fend off? Because it is him in trouble of losing his podium place at this point.
It is indeed, yeah, and that gap between the top two as well of Rise and Johnny Vane really just stayed the same for about 5-6 laps. It's still around 2.4 seconds, which is what it was before. But I was just going to comment before we had the issues with the mics that Stiffmeister now past Magusa, and Magusa I can only assume has got damage because he's now over 4 seconds I think off Crosscarry, who overtook him a couple of laps ago. Stiffmeister's overtaken him, he's now 2 seconds behind him. He must have some form of end plate damage or something that's not visible to us on screen. He's just dropping further back, and with that penalty, not the best race for him at the moment, but he'll just be glad that there's no Henkers tonight and that Groundsy is DNF, because it means that no one is going to really challenge him at all in the title fight.
Yeah, you've just touched on it there. I mean, both championship rivals taking part in this race, Groundsy and Taint Delay, both DNF. So regardless of the outcome of this race, Groundsy, or Magusa, will be extending the championship lead. As the only battle we can see on track is Cruiser is onto the back of our boy Fishsticks, who's still on those hard tyres. Surely he's left it too late to make any inroads on the softs. I mean, we'll see what happens when he pits. I don't even think he's going to be close to Tiddlywink when he comes out. Another little battle I'd like to look at is, can TJ catch up to Tiddlywink on the end of the race? It looks like TJ is going to be absolutely flying. He's just put on the fresh softs. As Cruiser is getting really close onto the back of Fish Sticks.
Yeah, Fish Sticks probably what he's going to do. He's going to come in, put the softs on. I think 30 seconds is actually enough to get out ahead of Tiddy just about. And then he'll obviously go for that fastest lap. As Cruiser went for a
Why is Crossbury in the box? Crossbury's in the box. He's broke his thing. Wait, he hasn't broken anything. No. Oh, he did double mediums, didn't he? Yeah, how did we forget about this?
Yeah.
God, we weren't paying attention. I forgot we won double mediums.
Well, at the moment, he only loses one place to Silverside Boy. It's whether or not you can catch him up in 6 laps on those fresh softs.
He lost a place to Mag User as well.
Oh yeah, Mag User as well. So at the moment he's come out. Silverside Boy.
He's going to be quick. He's on Crossbury. Fish Sticks finally in the box. Well done, Fish Sticks. What a stint that is. That is an outrageous stint.
Can you imagine if he screwed up his strategy on mediums now?
Oh, Tiddlywinks down the escape road like he was in quali. I talked about will TJ catch up to him. The answer was yes. Good work, TJ. Well done, mate.
Well, TJ up to 9th.
It's up in the P9.
And Fish Sticks, comes out in P8, will go for that fastest lap, but obviously Crosscarry's on those softs as well, so he'll also be going for it, but already, and we've got Tiddlywink in the pits.
I think if he retires, does he get his point? I don't think he's retiring. If he was retiring, I'm sure he would have done it by now, but he is going to be a lap down.
You're going to go back onto the softs then. Rise has pulled that gap again. He's now 3.6 seconds ahead of Genuvain. And as you say, Zilla, Stiffmeister currently 4.1 off Genuvain, and Genuvain's got that 6-second penalty. So as it stands, Stiffmeister is going to take P2. But already, just look at this gap coming down between Silverside Boy and Crosskerry. He came out the pits on 9 seconds. He's now 4 seconds behind.
Yeah. Also, Genuvain will have the tyre advantage on Stiffmeister. Based off experience from last night, Stiffmeister will probably be looking at about 60% on those tyres now. And that is when they really start to struggle on corner exit and turn in. And I think it is not impossible for Genuvain to flat another 2 seconds or Stiffmeister to come the end of the race and hold on to P2.
Yeah, potentially. At the moment, there's not really any battles to look at. Everyone's kind of just... The intervals are far too high between drivers. Yeah, he now takes another 1.5 seconds out of Silverside Boy in that first half of one lap.
It's looking like a fastest lap attempt, this one from Crossbury. He has been inch perfect this entire lap. And as you said, he is reeling in Silverside Boy at an alarming rate.
I can see Silverside Boy not fighting this because he's gained, like I say again, he's gained about 7 seconds on him in 2 laps. And that's the difference between fresh softs and 14 lap old hard tyres. So it's only going to be a matter of time now before Crosscarry's going to go, he just skimmed the wall there, and I wonder if that was any damage. He skimmed the wall there, trying to get his hug back left hand side as he went through the right hander. Gary goes a bit wide there. As we come towards the end of the lap, and now, as we expected, he's all over the back of him, and is Silverside Boy going to let him through? No, he's not, and Crosscarry going to now have a go down the main straight, and that is Crosscarry then up into 5th place with that 3-second penalty. I'm sure that he'll get 3 seconds ahead before the end of the race, and he will keep that 5th position. I don't think he's going to get as far as Mag User. He's got to gain another 14 seconds for that to happen.
Yeah, I think Silverside Boy admitted defeat there early doors, and Crossbury has another 5 laps to pull a 3-second margin as he does have a corner cut penalty. But it looks like the gap from Stiffmeister and Genuvain is coming down rather than up like we expected. So Stiffmeister has just 5 laps now to hold on to the 6-second margin to secure a big recovery drive for Stiffmeister. I'm sure he'll be happy with it. But the overall picture, it looks like a good day for Mercedes. And I know since Crossbury has been part of this team full time, they've definitely been looking a lot stronger. Johnny Vane came back from his leg injury after a short break, and he's really come back fighting. And we knew he was quick with one lap pace today, Johnny Vane, but we had some doubts over his race pace, but he's definitely shown us that his race pace at Singapore is strong. And without those penalties and a little bit more in the locker, he could have been in with a shout of the win today. But take nothing away from Rise, he has been an inch and maybe a bit more ahead of everyone else today. What's the performance so far?
Yeah, 4.7 seconds now is the gap. Well, it's actually 10.7 seconds with you to add on the penalties that Janu Vane has. But like you say, he's been inch perfect. Yeah, he's a relatively new driver to the league as well. I think he's only had 3 or 4 races, but this has been a fantastic drive from Rise. Still 3 laps to go yet, so no curse involved. But he's looking comfortable at the moment, and now just gets that gap just over to 5 seconds. Oh, as he loses the back end there, and almost it's sailing into the barrier. I said no curse involved. That was a bit of a heart and mouth moment, but he keeps it together and still is en route to take the win. Crosskerry already pulled 6 seconds on Silverside Boy, and I guess they normally do it just before the end of the race. Zilla, I guess, do you want to pick now driver of the day?
We'll give it another 2 laps before we pick, because last time this happened, Twins got the most almighty curse, so we'll give it another couple of laps.
I remember that.
And also because I've not had time to think about the answer.
So then, yeah, Stiffmeister is just getting closer and closer to Janu Vane. I'm surprised he's doing that, like you said, on those 17 lap old medium tyres. He's only 2.4 off it. It just seems to be gaining every lap, and as it's going on, he's getting even closer as the lap stages come into play. But I mean, other people that haven't had any penalties, it's not going to have an effect on them. But Silverside Boy, Cruiser, and Fish Sticks, no penalties today. That's good to have no penalties around here, because it's easy to cut certain corners around this track. Especially with the high turning that they normally have for the setups. Yeah, Rise now 5.6 ahead. I think Janu Vane's tyres might have gone in 17 laps. Those hards might have run out of juice, unfortunately, because Stiffmeister now only 2.1 behind them. Could we potentially see an overtake here in the laps of the race? Maggies is also starting to catch up a little bit as well. He's back up to 1.2 seconds behind Stiffmeister. Obviously got the time penalty, but slowly but surely, yeah, Maggies is starting to catch up a little bit more again.
Yeah, a bit of a late resurgence from Maggie. I'm not sure if it's a case of both Johnny Vane and Stiffmeister getting a little bit slower. As Stiffmeister gets a little kiss on the wall there. Doesn't want to be getting too many more of those come the end of the race, but I think Maggies might be close enough to have a go at the turn number 5.
Yeah, I mean, you would think here that Stiffmeister's tyres have just gone, and that's why Maggies is just gaining so much. But there again, Janu Vane also on the hard compound tyre. Stiffmeister still catching him slightly. He's in under 2 seconds now as Tiddlywink comes into the pits and retires. He will get that point though. He has completed 90% obviously of the race, so he will get that point for 10th. It's just 9 finishes at the moment, it looks like them, but yet Maggies are now all over the back of Stiffmeister, and from nowhere it looks like Maggie has just had a lease of life into his Red Bull, and he's trying to get back into 3rd place on track.
He's had his energy gel, he's had a slice of orange, he's had a couple of Jaffa cakes at half time, and he has come back with some pace at the end of this race. And I'm not sure if he's going to try and make a move on Stiffmeister or not. I mean, he has the penalty, so I'm not sure if making a move and risking damage or contact is a good idea for these guys. But Stiffmeister is going to be hoping for dear God that Magnuser does not make a move on this last lap, as this is potentially a P2 for the man that was almost down and out on the safety car. And we are coming on to the last lap now.
Well, it's interesting here because obviously Magnuser has got 5 seconds worth of penalties. Ginny-Vane's got 6. So he'll be wanting to try and get as close as he can here because he can leapfrog Ginny-Vane here and still get on the podium, can Magnuser. And Maggie... What a curse!
Oh,
what a curse! Oh
no. Oh no, it's full front wing as well. It's a good job his championship rivals got out of the race.
Oh, my screen is just an end plate. Is for full front wing for you?
No, it's not full front wing. I'm chatting bollocks. It's just the way it understeered looked like it was a full front wing, but I guess it's end plate as well as 19 lap old hard.
Oh, Gary. He's
Gary, that's it. You can't be getting time penalties for corner cutting. That's worthy of a race ban. I mean, classic Gary to end the race on 76% ERS as well. Like, does he just not want the extra pace or what?
I think he knows that he's got no chance. Oh, and now he's got a 5-second penalty for corner cutting Magnuser.
Oh, Magnuser couldn't even be asked for the Singapore sling. He's just got straight over it. As Croskery is going to get P4.
Yeah, he's going to catch him back up.
Oh, Magnuser's locked up as well. Oh, dear.
He's definitely getting hit. I'm going to go on to the race leader then, and the race winner, it has to be said, Rise 14. He's had a fantastic race. No one's challenged him after about that second. Oh! And luckily, I don't know if he meant to do that, but he spins it across the line to win.
I think he meant to do that. I think that was a bit of showboating.
So, Stiffmeister takes second place. Third, Ginny-Vane. Fourth is going to be Croskery. Fifth, Magnuser with no front wing comes across the line. And here comes Silverside Boy. And quickly, the penalties. I think the Silverside Boy going to have a chance to nick it off Magnuser here. Oh, 1.4. So he almost took that away.
It was closer than I thought.
So then,
we will wait an eternity for TJM to come round.
Rise takes his first win in FPRO and Stiffmeister second, Ginny-Vane third, Croskery fourth, Magnuser fifth, Silverside Boy sixth. Cruiser is now coming around in the Ferrari, 19 lap old mediums to take seventh, and then 4 seconds behind him comes Fishsticks. He's going to take 4 points for Haas, and then 25 seconds behind him is Mr. TJM, who spins it on the last lap. Absolutely shocking.
Go on, TJ, retire on track, mate. Get yourself out of your misery.
Okay, he's knocked his
Oh my lord. He's done some damage to the BHL barriers there.
Oh dear. Right, well he's gonna like crawl across the line now with no front wing. Still gonna pick up 2 points for McLaren. Is TJ. As he comes now slowly around the last
It's a good day's work
corners.
that for TJ.
He's in the points. It might be low points, but it's points.
He's showing off to the crowd.
And he takes P9 with Tiddlywink taking P10. Didn't finish, retired in the pits.
I've decided on my driving day, and I assume a lot of people will think Stiffmeister, but I'm actually going to give it to Rise. It's his first win in FPRL. He led from about lap 8 or 9 when Gramsci had his disconnect, and he was just, half a second clear a lap from the rest of the guys behind, and it really, really dominant performance. So yeah, I'm going to give it to Rise as our driver of the day.
Yeah. Probably, yeah, I'm like the same reasoning as you. A lot of people give it to Stiffmeister, but yeah, I have to say he controlled that race after he got into the lead and didn't have any pressure from anyone, just pulled away. And yeah, I fully agree with that, Zilla. Rise is the driver of the day. So if we can get the 3 podium sitters into the lobby, and we'll have the post-race interviews for you. Yeah, wet qualifying spiced things up a bit, but also, other than obviously the top 3, Magnusa, even though he would have, by his standards, disappointing race for him, he extends his championship lead, and I'm not sure how many points he's ahead now, but he'll just be very thankful that Groundsy didn't finish, Tanklate didn't finish, and Henkers didn't turn up tonight. He gets even more of an advantage.
Are you on the
championship.
I can't remember. Stiffmeister.
Stiffmeister.
Right, and who was the other one?
Jenny Vane.
Jenny Vane, okay. I've already lost the plot. I mean, we had short quality, but somehow we've managed to get the 20 to 10.
Right then, so we have our P1 and P2 drivers in. We're just waiting on Jinu Vane. I have to actually, I think I remember normally, he doesn't normally
Yeah,
do
well,
interviews, but we'll see if we can get him in anyway, but I guess,
crack on.
let me just crack on, so,
I've got a message from him, so if we crack on, I'll,
yeah, that's fine.
I can do a message, I can do an interview message if we like.
Go on, mate, if you do an interview message from Junu for third, I'll take second, and then you can take the race winners, Ida.
Yeah, go for it.
Right then. We're going to do Junu's first then?
Well, we're going to have to wait for him to type back to me, so...
Are we still typing, is he? Right, yeah. Okay, so we'll kick off then with P2 finisher, which is Stiffmeister on the podium once again. Well done to yourself, mate. A wet quali, obviously, to spice things up. Were you pleased or not so pleased when you saw it was raining in qualifying?
Yeah, the qualifying was not that good actually. I had a dry setup and it totally wasn't working in the rain. So I guess I started P12. That was expected, but I figured there will be a safety car or two, and maybe I could pick up some more places. And in the end, I managed to do that quite good, but it wasn't easy. In the end, my medium tires were like 50%, 60%, so it was hard in the end. A great battle with Mac Ursel, but I guess he crashed in the end, so a bit unfortunate for him, but it was a good race, you know?
Yeah, we're just going to pick up on that. Obviously, there was the safety car where you pitted for mediums, and we weren't too sure whether they go to the end, or I wasn't too sure anyway whether they go to the end. But obviously, you got to the end, and you say 50 to 60%, so yeah, I have to give it to you. That's some good tyre wear there. So, but coming on to the end stages of the race, it seemed like even on 18, 19 lap old mediums, you were still catching Junu Vane. Did you feel like the performance was going in the tyres, or did you just feel like you were still catching Junu Vane, and that you could potentially get him on track as well?
Yeah, in the end it was a bit too high for me, I guess, but I managed the tires quite good, and also the ERS management is very important here, and managed to do that quite good, and never been under 10%, so that was nice. And actually I got on a rhythm halfway through the race, and I kept that rhythm going, and my strategy actually was to pit for softs at the end, but I would have been behind some guys, so I thought let's give it a try and make it to the end. And I was actually catching him, so it was a surprise for me. But I saw I had the time penalty, and some other guys around me had time penalty, so I settled in and took the podium. Yeah.
Yeah, well, the gamble to stay out on the mediums obviously paid off, and you got your second place. So well done once again on that finish for Aston Martin and yourself. We move next week then to Austin, Texas, and we've got the American Grand Prix. 2 questions for you. Firstly, will you be there to race that one? And secondly, if you are, how do you like the Austin circuit?
I will be there. and I like the Austin circuit. The third sector a little bit less, but the first sector, if you look it up, is really nice, and also the second sector. So looking forward to it, actually. Yeah.
Okay, fantastic stuff, mate. Well, once again, congratulations on your P2. Great race from yourself for obviously where you qualified, so well done to you. I'm going to hand over to Zilla, who's either going to be interviewing our race winner, unless he's got Ginu Vane's text interview.
Oh, it's very in-depth conversation, this one, Monkey Boys. So I've said, he sent me a message saying can't join, so I've gone, any messages for the fans? He's gone, was amazing atmosphere. So I put good stuff. He put, yeah, it was a solid race, had front wing damage at the end, wasn't easiest quality, and looking forward to next race. So well done to Johnny Vane on picking up P3 after the penalties. But we'll move on to our driver of the day, and first time race winner in Tier 2. It is Rise. What a race from you, my friend. As soon as you got to the front, I mean, there was no looking back. You were consistently for every lap and comfortably winning in the end. Any chance you go a bit closer to your mic? It's like plugging it in and unplugging again. Yeah, I think that's better. Just shout at the top of your... Oh, that's perfect. Yeah, go for that. Right, yeah, so carry on. Yeah, just rewind a bit to your qualifying. I mean, you're the last person to come around and complete the quali session. And were the conditions improving, or was that just a case of you getting used to the track at the end and really saving your best for last? Yeah, just missing out on pole, I think, by about 2/10. But yeah, going back to the race, talk us through those safety car restarts. I mean, I think the safety car restart you did was pretty clean, and from there, I don't think you got a lot of trouble, did you? Yeah, lovely. So, yeah, well, we'll touch on next week then. Assuming the race, and we got USA, and Steve Meister was just talking about some fun parts of the track and some bits that are more difficult. You know, what's your thoughts on the circuit, and can we expect to see you in the interview again next week? Yeah, lovely. Well, yeah, once again, you are our driver of the day for today, and congrats on your first win in the league. And I'm sure with pace like you've shown today, it definitely won't be the last. But I'll pass you back to Monkey Boy to round off the stream.
Yeah, thank you, Zilla. From me as well, Rise. Yeah, congratulations. That was a great drive from yourself. Very good quality as well. And as Zilla said, after you got in front, there was just no stopping you. So once again, big congrats to myself. And yeah, that is it then. So thank you guys for tuning in tonight. We do apologise for the lobby restart earlier and the break in the stream. But yeah, another new winner in FPRL then. in Rise 14. Once again, well done to him, and well done to our other 2 podium finishers in Stiffmeister and Genuvain. We'll be back on Sunday this week as we enter round 5, I believe it is. Yeah, round 5 of our F2 Championship, round 5 of 7. So we're getting now to the latter stages of that as well. And we head to Jeddah for round 5 on Sunday night, 8 PM. So make sure you tune in to watch that. I believe it's Tornado and Brookieman at the top of the standings there, and our own Revenge Zilla, I believe, is in amongst that title fight, aren't you, Zilla?
Say again, sorry, mate.
I believe you're in amongst that little bit of a title fight in the F2 Championship that we're having on Sunday.
No, I'm absolutely nowhere near it, mate.
I swear you're like 3rd or 4th or something.
No, I'm absolutely... Well, yeah, I'm 3rd or 4th, but I'm like miles off the top.
Oh, well, there's still 3 rounds left. If you can get a few good races, I'm sure you can catch up to that top 2. But anyway, yeah, please make sure you tune in on Sunday to watch that, and we'll be back with F1 action in Tier 3 on Wednesday for the first of our 3 American Grand Prix around the Circuit of the Americas. That's race week 17. We're getting very, very close now to the end of this season, and potentially in Tier 3 it could be Snedden being officially the first championship winner of Season 3 of FPRL, so obviously make sure you tune in for that as well. Once again, thank you very much for watching, and we'll see you on Sunday for the F2 action.